Got ourselves shield pills over for that team one. On that team we got Dia, we got us as Rasp, we got us as Chicago first up versus Fresh Hair. I like the name Fresh Hair. What are you? Are you an orc? Are you an orc? Oh, you are an orc. I like your mock too. Kind of familiar. I don't know where I saw it. Fresh Hair taking big zaps out of Chicago with a lightning lasso to follow. Trinkets out of it. Big parry. Trying to see if he can just fight through it. Quick the storm right after. Man's just trying to see if he can stay on him as best possible. Big thunder by Chicago. Actually taking big bites out of the mortal strikes. Big charge. Doesn't avoid the second stun. Full ascendance out for Chicago with wall. Does not have guardian for this one, but does have wall in order to help reduce some of the damage taken. Still big executes by Fresh, taking him out little by little, chopping away at a bit. Quick root for just a moment to separate the two, in Chicago able to get a few wind strikes from a distance. Quick charge by the warrior, yet another blade storm. I don't know if Chicago's burrow. It does have burrow, so at least he can back up out of there really quickly. Does pop back up with a Dreadnought Racial to catch up a little bit of healing. Needs another big go into Fresh. Does have the Raptors literally phasing through the wall with a lasso to follow. Fresh still hanging in. He's still alive. He's still kicking. We got about 30 seconds until Parry's back up. Does go for the stun as Chicago is probably going to zap it. I don't know if you have Reflect for that one. That would have been huge. Josh taking so much damage. Needs to heal right now. Distance really quick for Chicago. Does catch up a little bit of health. Big executes to follow. The totem comes down. Doesn't Reflect. Chicago catching up some heals. Chicago's looking to stabilize while Fresh unable to catch up easily. Might have been a bit of a rough spot. Flame Shock constantly rolling on him. Can't get second wind healing. Might just be done for the count. Yeah, he stopped at some point. At some point he stopped. He was like, my time has come. My people need me. Went into the afterlife, into the Shadowlands to do a couple dailies. That is a tough one, man. Merlin up next. Knock back immediately by Chicago as Merlin rounds the bend. Turn him down. Trying to see if he can move the totem last second. Is that the play? Just move the totem last second? Is that actually might be the play? Because you see the totem. You move it. You gotta fight it. They're gonna react really quick. Wait a second. Unless it targeted and just kill it either way. Wait a second. Wait a second. That's actually kind of... That's effective. Like, wildly effective. Big damage into Merlin. The man needs a bubble right now. Does go for shield defense. Holding onto a bubble. Actually used bubble earlier. I didn't even realize he used bubble earlier. But Chicago able to zap right through the damage. Able to break through the shield fairly quickly. And is able to charge back in. Big stunner to follow Merlin with the stun. I don't know if you have immunity, but if you do go for immunity, magic immunity is what you want to go for. Classic protection, you're just going to be able to remove it. Big damage out of Chicago. Trying to catch up a little bit of healing. Merlin barely hanging in there. Full Crusade letting him heal up a little bit. Big Bloodlust available for Chicago. Catching lots of procs of self-heals. What is that Emerald Dream procs? You're just healing up that so quickly. That is actually kind of cool. Kind of love the procs. Merlin's still in. Just barely the stun on Chicago. But it looks like the Raptor takes a nice little bite at the very end with Kaz Dren. Up next, immediately Ruru, but Chicago does catch him in a Void Torrent though. Chicago taking hits off from that thing. But unless you have full set of dots on Chicago, it's not gonna do nearly as much damage. That is a rough one, man. Fear onto Chicago. Gonna be a full set of dots for Kurzden with a Dark Ascension as he got Void Bolts flying in every direction. Does not connect with Chicago. Is gonna go for the Trinket. Needs to try to find a way to stay ahead of Chicago. That is gonna be a stun. Maybe a Totem. Does he proc? Totem doesn't get to proc. If Kurzden can stay ahead of Chicago, because priests are mobility challenged when it comes to PvP in general. On that route, yeah, what can he do, right? I guess maybe you can massive spell yourself, but like, there goes a 2-minute cooldown, right? I don't even know if you're talented into it, probably, are ya? But Chicago's trying to go for a bit of a catch-up. Those blooms popping off once in a while. Actually getting quite a bit of value. Are you both of you open to chanting with those things? Silence out of Chicago for a quick second. Got himself full Mind Flame Insanity. Trying to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. Actually does get a juke Chicago while full Ascendance is out. Void Torrent versus an Ascendant trying to fight through it. Might be in a lot of trouble. Big zaps to follow. Wind strikes crashing. And Chicago doesn't force him now to Shadow Priest into a quick disperse. As Chicago able to maintain the dominant position. Quick lightning lasso, trying to see if you can take him, backing up out in case there's a fear, and there is a fear waiting for you. Looking for a knockback, unless you can someone close the gap. Big zaps from a distance, got yourself so much range. Looking for a kick, doesn't quite connect yet. Root for a moment, does go for the kick. Maybe this when Chicago charges him. He knows there's a fear waiting for you. Stun around the corner, Sunder right after, goes in for a fear. All the pets are scattered in every direction. It's gonna be flashing heals for Cuz as he got himself full Dark Ascension. Mind games to follow. As long as he's got dots or summon anything on Chicago, he might be okay. Did Mindful Insanity just get Mac Wrench there, or did you like disrupt it? Because if you get some full Mindful Insanity, that is a huge bit of damage. Big Void Torrent to follow. Chicago trying to go for a light. They both from a distance. I think trying to go for maybe Maelstrom? Or thought they had Maelstrom. Roots around the corner. At least able to stop the priest in his approach every single time. Silence maybe gives Curzon a chance here. Fear as well as Stun are both available. Stun, if you have yourself a big go. Trying to go for a setup for a Fear, but no, Chicago knocking you out in the open. As a priest, you kind of do want to play away from the pillars, don't ya? Like, for the most part. Unless you want to run and hide away from the melee. But like, or at least if you want to get him close enough in order to get a Fear on him. But for the most part, you do want to play cut out the open. Could go for a Fear. PI is available. He is interrupted for a second. Sunder for a moment. Does have a Trinket. With no Fear is available. Hold on. Never mind. I miscalculated. Apparently Fear is not up for a second. Trying to go for this repair. Maybe you can make something work here. Second stun is going to be out. Does get hit with a second stun. Fear is out. That was actually a Tremor out for Chicago. So try to see if you can counter it. Sounds available for Chicago in case you want to go for it. Dark Ascension, but Chicago's backing up out of it entirely. And is even moving the totems just to maintain his control there. Curzon backing up out. He doesn't want to fight Chicago back behind the pillar. Nope. Nope. That's a tough one. Chicago so far has been able to just tussle back and forth with the guy. It is nutty. Charging right in. Sounds for Curzon with a quick stun. Still had himself Dark Ascension there for a second, but I don't know if he still have the buff anymore. Fear got himself the pet. It's a full VT is available. Got himself Mind Flight. Maybe even proper some Halo. Mind Games. Barely keeping you alive. Got himself a little bit of healing. Oh, big blasters out of Chicago through the Mind Game. Just fighting right through it. At least he was able to fight through the damage portion of the Mind Games. Mortal X trying to see if he can take him out very, very quickly. Chicago is left with nothing but a wall and maybe Guardian. Does get fully blinded out. Just gonna bury his head in sand. Nope, not blinded. I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring you. I don't want to fight you. Nope, you don't exist. Not right in front of me. Trying to tear me apart. Trying to go for a stun on him. Maybe you move last second. Wall is available, but Mortal does end up taking you down. Making sure that Chicago starting to feel like a mortal themselves. Is it going to be Vengeance next? Or Vengecraft? Rasp? Daya? Chills? One of those guys gotta go, apparently. Daya is going to be up next versus Mortal. Yo, last time those two fought. That's gonna be kinda rough, man. Kinda rough. Is this, wait, is it Chills? Is it Chills or is it Daya? It looks like there's a bit of confusion. Maybe Chills trying to see if he can charge out just to give... I'm not even sure. Looks like it is Chills. Daya looks like he was setting up, but maybe it was supposed to be Chills fighting. I wonder if Mortal also got confused. Chills taking huge hits back to back though, trying to see if he can recover some health. 39% dampening, bubble out from Mortal, trying to see if he can bow out of there. As long as he gets himself a little bit of healing, stays away from Chills, he'll be fine. Try to go for a quick blind, does not go for it. Actually delays it a little bit. Does get interrupt on her Holy though, which could put him in a bad spot. Got himself a second interrupt. Then it's going to be a blind, and Shiplas is ramping up the Remorseless Winter. Does Remorseless Winter get to still connect? Or is that going to be missing constantly? Because it is an AoE ability, not really single target ability. Mortal Coil. I meant to say full immunity and magical immunity are for Mortal X. Chilpa still technically has some physical damage you can do. Like obliterates that are not crits are physical. So maybe you can still go through. Snowball is bouncing between Mortal as well as Chills. It is still doing a bit of damage. Blind to Mortal for just a second. Does go for the Trinket. Both of them are super low. Mortal actually get very, very low. One more grip. Chilpas just needs an obliterate. You might just have him here. Try to see if you can charge out stun. Last second shield evidence is up for Mortal. Does Chills have AMS? I think he just used AMS. Oh no, I don't know how he lives this. Maybe AMS and just cracked through the shield. Silence. Oh, Wake of Ashes, chopping the man's head off. That is a tough one. Daya up next. Yo, Mortal. I don't know how you survived this. No bubble, no bob. That might be a tough one. And Daya just charging at you. He knows that he got you in his sights. There isn't much Mortal can really do. But Daya's at least put himself away from the portals and everything. He's getting super aggressive. Gonna be immediate stun. Does not get to reflect this one. Mortal Coil set onto Mortal with a Succubus just whipping you right around the corner. Might be able to go for the Succubus CC. You're just taking constant damage out of the portals. I don't know how you survive this. There's the 49% dampening. I think it's just lights out unless he somehow can maybe come back. Succubus catches it. Daya just is one good hit. He just gonna open up a portal. Immolation. I think he's trying to see if he can save his cooldowns for death because he knows this guy's gonna be up next. Succubus pulled out to the side. I mean, He just overwrites shield events last second, got himself conflagrations, trying to see if he can make a play. I think he realizes the Dia trying to whittle him down little by little while saving most of his cooldowns for death sweep. The best Mortal can do is try to force cooldowns that Dia does going for the blind. Searing Glare to follow. That pack can still interrupt you. That goes for second CC, breaks out of it, stun to follow, trying to see if he can force cooldowns out of Dia. Hold on, he actually might at the very least let death sweep completely sweep the team. Dia did not have to use a wall for this one though. Took a bit of damage worth of health. But mostly okay, and Death Sweep just giving him a chance to at least like, hey, you're good? You're chilling? He's bouncing back and forth, he's jittering, he's like, yeah, I'm good, I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm chilling. We can go now. He's like just letting him recover in health. Just gonna charge in. I like it. I like it. A bit of a rematch between the two, and I think Dia mostly going into this one with full cooldowns minus a human racial, which any advantage Death Sweep can get here is going to be helpful. Full Infernal dropping in, Sigil of Fear onto all of these pets all at once. Eye Beam right after for Death. This is going to be reflected with a wall for Dad. Trying to go for a Fear. Does catch Death Sweep in between all those metas. But that's going to be able to re-fear him yet again. Might be able to catch up a little bit of damage. Portals are open. Quick Imprison for just a moment. Dia with a second BCC, trying to see if he can get himself some kind of damage. Immolates are out. As long as he keeps an Immolate, there's a chance he could get portals back up very quickly. Mortal Call right after. Trinket immediately. Stunning to Dia with a Fracture. Not much you can really do in that situation. I think it just might be over for the Warlock. Got himself a gateway for a second. Portals are open. But Dia, I think it's just bleeding out. Yeah, just bleeding out behind the pillar. Not much they can do. With Vengecraft gonna be up next. I think trying to give Death Sweep a bit of that honor duel. Gives him a nice bow. I don't know how he can really catch up in heals though. A 61% dampening. Maybe if you walk in, like, steal his soul, take a couple of those here and there. Maybe, but it would take so long to heal. At this point, oh yeah, there's just nothing you can do. There's just nothing you can do. I was gonna say for a second, like, maybe there's a chance, but nah. That's just a lot. That's just a lot. Yeah. Do you have enough bodies for one more, boys, or are we done for the night? Actually, I do have a raid later, don't I?